word in the community was that she was afraid to serve him because she was afraid something like this would happen.
We're learning more about the woman who was originally reported missing while hiking, but was later found murdered on Friday. The latest developments over the weekend and what friends believe led to her murder.
Following the Thanksgiving break, still no school today for kids in Albany, but that could change by tomorrow as the longest teacher strike in district history appears to be nearing its end. We have details coming up. Plus,
this is where we're applying the shipping label to the box.
Yeah, I almost got clocked by that one.
And this Cyber Monday, we're getting a behind-the-scenes look at how retailers are getting your holiday gifts to you faster than ever before. We'll bring you all that and more as your news at sunrise starts right now. Good morning, and thank you for joining us on your Monday here. I'm China Green.
And I'm Drew Carney, back from a long Thanksgiving break. You held down the fort the entire week last week. I think Rodney Hill did help you as well, did he not?
He was there.
A little help from Mr. Rodney.
He was there.
I was around, barely noticed apparently. Here's a look at our sky camera from the top of the Wells Fargo building. I love this shot because when I throw out the term shallow fog, this is what I'm talking about. There's nothing up top. It's clear. It's literally just a shallow layer of fog just kind of hovering. And that would wash away pretty quickly once the sun gets going. Look how cold it is. 27 degrees out along the river with calm winds at PDX. Coldest morning we've had so far. We do have some east winds coming out of the gorge to about 25. Only noticeable winds really in close proximity to the east side. You've got fog dense in Scappoose, fog dense in McMinnville. Actually, from about Wilsonville southward, you have a fog advisory through 11 o'clock this morning. Salem down through Eugene may not clear out today. Yesterday in that region, there was no sun and temperatures held in the 30s. Could be a repeat for you today. Portland, though, will get the sun. We'll be back up into the mid-40s at noon. I have today's expected high reaching 48. Here's Chris.
Rod, let's get you out the door, and we're getting word of a possible injury crash here west side of the St. John's Bridge near Germantown Avenue. Now, this is the look down on the bridge, so we're hearing that this crash actually may be on Bridge Avenue, just west of that camera perspective. But in any event, you can see traffic is still pretty light on that side of town, so that's some good news. To Rod's point about the fog, let's take you over to Sherwood. That is 99W near Tualatin Sherwood Road. Little mist out there as well. It's just a reminder that with temperatures near the freezing mark or in many cases below, when you see fog out there, there's a reasonable chance that the road's a little slick as well with maybe some patchy ice. So be on the lookout for that. Drew, China, no unexpected freeway delays just yet.
All right, thank you, Chris. Our top news story this morning comes from Albany, where the teachers union says it has reached a tentative agreement with the Greater Albany School District.
Now, this comes after 3 weeks of teachers striking, but school is still canceled, at least for today. Daisy Caballero joins us this morning with the details. Good morning, Daisy.
Hey, good morning, you guys. Yeah, the union says their bargaining team is now working on their return to work agreement. The vote is scheduled for today. Because of that, classes will be canceled and the picket lines will be down. The soonest students could return would be Tuesday. This would potentially end the district's first strike in nearly 40 years. The union shared highlights of the possible agreement, including new thresholds for class sizes, as well as dedicated funding for more teachers and overall support. Also, annual pay increases starting at 7% for the 24-25 school year and daily uninterrupted prep time, among other benefits. Now, union members will meet today again to vote on whether to ratify the agreement, and over 50% of full union members must vote in favor for it to pass. We plan to follow today's vote and update you on air and on our KGW News app. Back to you guys.
All right, Daisy Caballero reporting live for us this morning about the Albany situation. Meanwhile, in Salem, we have this new housing project that provides homes for low-income seniors. The initial phase of this project saw 10 cottages open up this spring. We had a chance to talk to Christine Brinkman and her husband. They were among the first to move in earlier this year after dealing with financial stress and living with their son, sleeping in a tiny room.
It absolutely means everything to me and my husband. It is finally given us a home, our own home to have. There's no way we could go and pay for an apartment, utilities, food, gas.
The need is so intense right now. It's something that we see all around us, but what we're doing, we know that this is the fastest growing population of people facing homelessness. We want to prevent that.
The United Way says it plans to break ground on phases 2 and 3 of this project soon, and that will lead to 15 more homes.
You've probably noticed more police officers walking around at shopping centers and community events around Portland. Since Black Friday, this has been happening, and Portland Police has been conducting holiday walking patrols. So every day from noon to 8 this holiday season, at least 2 officers will be out walking, hitting busy city spots, including the zoo and shopping malls. Police Chief Bob Day says that these patrols are difficult to pull off given the Bureau's budget and staffing constraints, but they also aid in giving people positive interactions with police.
From an efficiency standpoint, you could look at this and say, hey, at a time where resources are thin, this is maybe not the best use of our time and our money. But I feel very strongly in the relationship piece.
These walking patrols will continue throughout the holiday season, ending at 8 p.m. on December 31st.
Tonight and tomorrow night, both Lights and Leashes nights at the annual Winter Wonderland Lights Show at Portland International Raceway. So you can bring your dog for a walk around the lit up track there at PIR. No cars tonight or tomorrow night. People and their leashed pets only. Winter Wonderland, by the way, is owned and operated by a longtime Portland nonprofit, the Sunshine Division. Last night was Bike the Lights at the track.
Where else anywhere can you have 2 miles of track closed down, no cars, nothing out here, and just tens of thousands of light bulbs out here and a couple hundred installations, and just a neat family event that you really don't get anywhere else.
The event runs through the month of December. Winter Wonderland supports the Sunshine Division's mission of providing emergency food and clothing relief for local people and families in need. The organization has been doing that now for more than 100 years.
Now that Thanksgiving is over, you may be thinking about picking out your Christmas tree, but the age-old question still remains: real or fake? Drew?
I'm going with fake this year.
Fake, all right. And if you're on the fence about which one to get, this explainer on the environmental impacts of both may help you decide.
As families decorate their homes this holiday season, one question stands out: real or artificial Christmas tree? Each comes with its own environmental impact. Let's start with real trees. Real Christmas trees are nature's carbon absorbers. According to the National Christmas Tree Association, 25 to 30 million Christmas trees are sold in the U.S. each year. For every tree harvested, 3 more are planted in the spring. When recycled, turned into mulch or compost, they can be a zero-waste solution. However, if real trees end up in landfills, they decompose and release methane, a potent greenhouse gas. Transport emissions from shipping trees over long distances can also add to their carbon footprint. On the other hand, artificial trees made from PVC, a type of plastic, and metal, are built to last for years, but their production and transportation come with high environmental cost. According to the Carbon Trust, artificial trees have a large carbon footprint due to energy-intensive manufacturing processes. To offset this, you need to use the same tree for at least 10 years. If you're ready to replace your artificial tree, consider donating it to a local charity or secondhand store. Some recycling programs may also accept the metal components, helping to reduce the waste sent to landfills. So what's the verdict? The choice between a real or fake Christmas tree depends on how you use and dispose of it. If you keep your artificial tree for more than 10 years, it may be an environmentally conscious option. However, for most people, the Carbon Trust recommends a real tree, especially if it's sourced locally and recycled after use.
We're team fake over here. You are team real.
I'm real. And then, and by the way, team real also supports, if you go out to the local farms, local farmers in our area.
Do you actually do the sawing yourself, Rod?
We have done that in the past. Yeah, I mean, if we go out, here's the deal. The times we've gone out into the farms, more than not, I don't know why, we don't find the one that we want. And then we come to a lot in town and we're like, that's the tree. So,
Picky.
I don't know. All right, here's a look at our watch warning map. We do have a dense fog advisory up through 11 o'clock this morning, not for Portland, but this is just south of the 205 split, down through Salem, including Yamhill County, and all the way down through Albany and Eugene. And it's this area that was foggy yesterday where the visibility improved, but the low cloud deck never got out. And it was a still cloudy 30-something degree day, and that could repeat today. The yellow colors, air stagnation advisories, that in some cases are up all the way into Thursday morning. I just checked from DEQ, and air quality is a mix of good and moderate, and not really an overly concern at this time, but we're keeping an eye on that. Fog advisory also this morning out in Central Oregon, including Madras Here's a look at shallow fog, just kind of laying down over the city. Twinkling stars up top. So really visibility coming into the city center, pardon me. Portland, pretty good this morning. 27 is the temperature. By a long shot, this is the coldest actual air temperature morning that we've had. I mean, it's 23 in Hillsboro. 23, by the way, is the record for today's date out at PDX. It's 22 up in Battleground. Sandy's a 40 because they have an east wind holding the temperature up. But of course, that east wind also adds a wind chill. So it's kind of a lose-lose situation there. There's the fog in 32 in Salem and 31 in Kaiser. Worst of the fog, of course, is away from the gorge on the west side and down into the east side. KGW weather impact alert for the fog and freezing fog. They can't produce slick spots in the valley. There's Salem. You may or may not make it up to 41. Portland gets the sun in 48. Little change in the coming days, and that is your forecast for now.
Thank you, Ron. Breaking within the last few minutes, the tentative agreement between striking teachers in Albany and the school district has fallen through. Teachers will be back on the picket lines this morning at all 21 Greater Albany schools. We are told there will be a press conference at 1 p.m. We're working to get more details on this. We'll keep you updated.